We'll try to carve out a plan, 100 days plan, by using which you can easily get to 100 plus score in CSAT. All you need is 35 to 45 good questions out of 80 and you can clearly get to 100 plus marks. Then you should focus mainly on reading comprehension. You have to do 15 to 20 questions correct from reading comprehension. All these topics are very important. LCM, SCF is important, average is important. You need to attempt mocks in CSAT. It's not like GS that you will remember and answer in the paper. You need to attempt few full length tests before going into the examination. You should avoid some mistakes. What are the mistakes you should avoid? Hello everyone, welcome to PW OnlyIAS. I hope all of you are doing great. Today in this video, let's try to bring light to one such corner of your UPSC journey, that's the CSAT paper, and overcome the CSAT fear once and for all. Okay. My name is Manjeet. I have been teaching CSAT for last 3-4 years. Okay. I am also a proud graduate of IIT Gandhinagar. Personally, my experience with CSAT had been great. I have scored 160, 166 on 2 occasions in CSAT. Also, I have done reasonably good in CAT as well. Okay. One thing that gives me immense joy is when I see a student overcome his fear of CSAT, especially maths, and then he feels confident about this paper. Today, I will also try to instill that same confidence in all of you. But for that, you need a clear-cut strategy, right? Now, how can someone create a good strategy for CSAT, right? What we will do in this video is, we'll try to carve out a plan, 100 days plan, by using which you can easily get to 100 plus score in CSAT. And 100 plus score in CSAT is a good score. You need 66 to qualify, and if you can get to 100 plus in your mocks, you will feel really confident before going into 2026 paper. But before getting to the plan, let's find out some reason why someone can feel underconfident in CSAT. So there are 2 or 3 reasons. Mainly, a student feels underconfident in CSAT because he thinks he is not from maths background and he can't do well in mathematics. Another thing is random preparation, right? What you do is you don't analyze the previous year questions, you don't know what are the important topics, and you just start reading the easy topics and fall into a pit, right? Another thing is poor time management, both in your preparation and while attempting the paper, right? While preparing, you don't know how much time you should give to CSAT. In exam also, you don't know how much time you should spend on a question and move ahead if you are not able to solve any questions, right? All these things leads to unstructured planning, and unstructured planning lead to fear, and fear leads to failure. So we need to avoid this thing, right? We need to avoid this thing, and to avoid this we need a clear-cut structured plan by using which we can overcome the CSAT fear, right? So we'll get to the strategy. Before that, I would like to tell you about some of the gifts that PW is bringing for you this Diwali. So there are 2 batches, Pinnacle and Titan, both are English batches. This is a 2-year plan and this is a 1-year plan. If you are planning to give your paper in 26, you can use Titan 2026. If you are planning to give your paper in 2027, you can opt for Pinnacle. What will you get in Pinnacle? You will get classes, live classes, recorded classes, you will get weekly current affairs, you will get daily MCQs, mains and pre both questions, you will get CSAT classes, right? And all the resources available at PW. So if you want to opt for Pinnacle, a 2-year plan, you can do that. It's available at 12,499, and if you want to opt for a 1-year plan, it is available for 7,000. Now let's get to the main part. That's our strategy for CSAT. Okay. So first of all, before going to any strategy, you should know what the paper is all about. If you analyze the paper for the last 5 years, you will see on an average there are 27 to 30 questions in reading comprehension. There are 35 to 40 questions from quantitative aptitude, and there are 10 to 15 questions in logical reasoning. And now you don't have to solve the paper completely, right? CSAT is a qualifying paper. So all you have to do is 35 to 40 good questions and you can get to 100 plus marks very easily, right? All you need is 35 to 45 good questions out of 80 and you can clearly get to 100 plus marks. Now, how can someone do these 40 questions properly, right? How can someone get to these 40 questions? So let's analyze the paper for the last 5 years for all these three sections: reading comprehension, your maths and your logical reasoning first. Then only you will know what are the important topics where you need to focus and what are the topics you can ignore, right? So first of all, let's see the distribution. If you see the distribution for the last 5 years for all the three sections, your maths, this is your maths, then the reasoning and the reading comprehension, you can see one section is constant. Continuously you are getting 27 to 30 questions here in reading comprehension. This is a very important section if you don't feel confident in mathematics. If you feel you are not confident in maths, even after doing the topics, then you should focus mainly on reading comprehension. You have to do 15 to 20 questions correct from reading comprehension. Other important topic is mathematics. All the half of the paper is coming from mathematics. Every year the level of questions from mathematics is also increasing, right? So this is the distribution of questions from different sections: your maths, reasoning and your reading comprehension. Now how to develop a good strategy for CSAT? So one thing you should know is this, the golden rule. What is the golden rule? The golden rule is most of the questions from CSAT in some form or the other repeat. Almost 80% questions, 80% question in some form repeat every year, right? So we need to focus on these sections only, है ना? Because practice what repeats, right? If you practice what repeats, your probability of getting the question correct is increasing and also you will score more, right? Detailed PYQ analysis is what you need to do, okay? I have done that for you today. In the next few slides, I will tell you what are the important topics from all the three sections. And after that, I will tell you how to divide your preparation into 3 phases by using which you can gain confidence and a good score in CSAT, right? So when you analyze the PYQs, you will get to know what are the important topics you need to focus on. So let's start with maths first. Let's see what are the important topics from quantitative aptitude. If you look at the paper for the last 5 years, you will see one thing which is very important is the number system. This is the basic part, basic mathematics, and most of the questions are coming from number system. Another important topic is your data sufficiency. Every year there are questions from data sufficiency. There are 3, 7, 6, 11 and 5 in the last 5 years. All these topics are very important. LCM HCF is important, average is important, percentage is important, ratios and mixtures is important, time and work, permutation and combination, progression. Progression is your arithmetic progression and geometric progression. PNC, they have been asking questions in 21, 22, 23. For the last 2 years, they haven't asked any questions from PNC, right? So you need not fear if there are questions from PNC. Mostly there will be 1 or 2, right? But most important sections are number system, LCM, HCF, average, percentage. So when you start your preparation for maths, you should start with these topics. You should complete these topics first and then move to the other topics like profit and loss, right? Geometry ho gaya. There is data interpretation, right? So first you need to complete these sections and then you should move to other parts of the paper. Next section is logical reasoning. There are 16, 17 important topics from logical reasoning, but out of those, these 7 are very, very important. Series, coding, decoding, clock, calendar, distance and direction, puzzles and cubes and dice. So before moving to any other topic, in logical reasoning, you should first complete these 7 topics. Because most of the question, out of 15 questions, you will find 12, 13 are from these 7 topics only. Okay? And the last and most important section is reading comprehension. Every year you are getting 27 questions from reading comprehension. If you do suppose 18 correct questions, right? 18 correct questions from reading comprehension out of 27, you can get to 18 into 5 by 2, which is 45 marks. if you can score 45 marks out of 66 from reading comprehension, you just need to choose the very easy part from logical reasoning and quant, and you can get to 100 plus very easily. Now, once you know what are the important section, in quant the important sections are number system, average, percentage, PNC, data sufficiency, time and work, right? In logical reasoning the important sections are series, calendar, clock, cubes and dice, direction and distance, and coding and decoding. Reading comprehension, there are 6 different types of questions. In reading comprehension, the 2 important types of questions are message based, crux based, and recently they have focused on assumption. Half of your questions are based on assumptions, right? So you should know what type of questions are these, how to tackle them. Once you know how to tackle them, right, and once you know which part you need to focus on, now we can develop a strategy. Now we can divide our time how to prepare for CSAT. So what we can do is, we can divide our preparation into 3 phases. I have given some name from these phases. This is the build phase. Okay? This is the practice phase. And this is the perform phase. Right? So in phase 1, from week 1 to 5, what you need to do is build your basic concepts. Right? You need not fear if you are making mistakes. Your focus should only be to build concepts. Right? If you are, suppose, trying to solve questions from number system, and in it you are trying to solve questions on remainder, so you should know how many types of remainder questions are there, how to solve them, right? After that we will move to phase 2, week 6 to 10. In this section you need to practice question and try to increase your speed of solving the question. Then we will move to phase 3, week 11 to 15, in which you need to do mocks, right? You need to do sectional test, you need to do full length test. Okay, these are very important things. Once you do your topics, you need to attempt mocks in CSAT. It's not like GS that you will remember and answer in the paper. You need to attempt few full length tests before going into the examination. So what you need to do in the first phase is, you need to build the concepts. So in the first phase, you can divide your time, your 1 hour daily time, into 2 phases, right? Our aim is to build concept without any pressure of time and mistakes. Okay? Initially when you start, don't let mistakes hamper your confidence, right? Try and try. What you need to do is, you can divide 1 hour into 30-minute sessions. For the first 30 minutes, you should focus on any topic from quant, and the last 30 minutes, you should try and gain knowledge from RC and reasoning. Your main focus should be on the topics, important topics. Important topics I just mentioned. This is the plan for the first 5 weeks, right? You should just focus on the concept. In the next phase, second phase, you should focus on your calculation speed and focus on accuracy, right? And mark your mistakes. Mark your mistakes. This will help you in your revision in the end, right? In mathematics, you do mistakes again and again at the same place, right? If you identify those mistakes, you will be extra careful and you can avoid those mistakes in the final exam. So what you should do is, you should do 25 to 30 questions daily for 1 hour, and then give 15 minutes to analyze your mistakes, right? Okay, so what you can do in this second phase is, also you can try to attempt one sectional mock that will tell you where you are standing with your preparation, right? Note down the mistakes to avoid in the final exam. This is very important. I am telling you again and again. In reading comprehension, in mathematics, and in logical reasoning, you should know where you are committing mistakes again and again. Phase 3, from week 11 to 15, what you need to do is, this is your final stage where you have done the basic concepts, you have done the practice questions. Now you need to simulate the exam, right? So what you need to do is, to build confidence, one full length test every 4 to 5 days, क्योंकि you have already developed the concepts, you have already practiced good questions, you have already completed the PYQs. Now you need to test yourself in the exam condition. First give the paper and then analyze accuracy, times and topics you are weak in, and also identify the topics you are strong in. That will help you in the final exam in identifying questions to attempt first, right? So try and attempt questions 40 to 50 and try to get to a score of 90 to 110. That will give you a confidence that you can clear CSAT with ease. Okay? Right? Now, what are the resources you need to focus on? The most important resource for you is the PYQs. PYQs from 2016 to 2025, right? This is the holy grail, right? If you need any guidance, you should go back to PYQs and see if you are doing, suppose, number system, what are the questions they are asking again and again. If you are doing remainder, what are the questions in remainder they are asking again and again. So this is the important source. For concepts, you can take any book, right? You can use the PW book that's available for free, right? You have the PDF versions. For practice, you can do PW practice question booklet. You can get it on my Telegram channel also. I will share the Telegram channel link in the end, right? So you can do all these things. Keep your resources limited, right? It is about doing better and not about doing more. Always remember this. Apart from this, you should avoid some mistakes. What are the mistakes you should avoid? First of all, don't wait for this preparation. Don't wait for March, April to start your CSAT preparation. November and December is the ideal time to start CSAT. This is the first thing, right? Second thing you do is you avoid to analyze the mistakes. You keep on solving questions and you keep on going to the next question. You don't analyze what mistakes you did because of which you got the wrong answer. So you should avoid this. Second is guessing randomly, especially in reading comprehension. People do matching, right? What is matching? They try to find the similar line in the statement in as same as above in the passage. That's not how you solve reading comprehension, okay? You should avoid these things and ignoring one section, right? Every section, maths, reasoning and reading comprehension. All these sections are important. You can't avoid any. You don't know what will be the distribution next year. We are following the last 5-year pattern, but we don't know how UPSC will prepare the paper next year. So you should avoid all these mistakes, right? In the end, it's very simple, right? To clear CSAT with confidence, you need just one thing, a structured approach to your preparation, right? Phase 1 is concepts. Phase 2 is practice. Phase 3 is perform. That's the simple mantra. And what is the golden rule? Always stick to PYQs in CSAT. That will tell you what to study and what to ignore. Okay? So fear ends when structure begins. I have given you a structure. I have told you the important topics. You should start your preparation from the important topics. First focus on the concepts, then focus on the questions, then focus on the exam, right? You can master CSAT with consistency and structure. I have told you how to do that, okay? Once again, I hope this helps you to prepare for CSAT in a planned and structured manner. If you have any doubts regarding any of the sections, reading comprehension, quant or reasoning, you can connect with me here on this Telegram channel, right? And I hope to see you soon again. Also, please let us know how we can help you in your CSAT journey, right? How we can help you in your preparation. If you want a detailed 100 days plan, day by day, what you should do. If you want us to teach you some topics from CSAT, you can tell us that also. So please comment and tell us how we can contribute in your CSAT preparation, and we'll try to bring those videos for all of you. Once again, a very happy Diwali to all of you. I hope to meet you all very soon. Bye-bye.